Senate is expected to refer the President's request to the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters for screening. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have arrested a 300-level university student, Rhoda Agboje, and a boyfriend, Ifeanyi Nwakwo, who specialize in producing and selling drug cookies to school children and other unsuspecting members of the public in Abuja. Narcotics agents with the Federal Capital Territory Command of the NDLEA have also launched a manhunt for another member of the syndicate involved in producing the cookies with Arizona, a highly psychoactive variant of cannabis, alcohol and rifonol, among other ingredients. NDLEA officials arrested Rhoda Agboje with 4 pieces of the drug cookies in Abuja based on a complaint that she gave an unsuspecting young girl the cookies to eat. Let's now join spokesman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Femi Babafemi, live from Abuja to speak more on this issue. Thank you very much, Babafemi, for joining us on News Now. Now, this case of selling drug-laced cookies to school children is definitely another dimension of drug use being introduced to society. Now, definitely parents should be concerned, but how do you think, or what do you think parents can do to protect their children?
Yeah, I agree with you. The new dimension, it actually calls for concern, not only by parents, but every member of the Nigerian society. Indeed, it's something worrisome that we have to get to this point because some people want to make money at the expense of the well-being of others and at the expense of the growth and development of our country. But beyond this, we think this also calls for a reawakening. It calls for the need by parents, by the youth, and every member of the society to join force with the NDLEA in its renewed crusade against drug trafficking and abuse all over the country. In the last couple of months, we've tried quite a number of strategies to intensify the fight, but then this is beyond what NDLEA law can fight. It's beyond the battle for NDLEA law. It's something that calls for a lot of involvement at the level of the families, at the level of the communities, and even at the level of faith-based organizations. I'm talking of churches, I'm talking of mosques, because we need to appeal to the conscience of our people. We need to get them to understand that what they are doing, it's not just, it goes beyond the money they are making from things like this. It destroys the lives of others. It destroys the lives of our youths. Imagine what we discovered in Abuja. I mean, a group of friends producing cookies with Arizona. That's a very strong variant of cannabis sativa, mixed with rifonol, alcohol, and a lot of other things. Imagine what that, in fact, some of the victims, some of those who were given this, some unsuspecting members of the public who had cause to take bites of this thing, we had to take them for hospital admission because their bodies reacted to this thing because they are not used to it, and this would have impact on their health. Beyond that, the young school children, this will get them, if we don't quickly, if we are not proactive enough to rein these people in, circulating this thing within the communities and the capital territory alone could have gotten a number of our school children to get addicted to this kind of cookies, and before you know it, it becomes, they are regular. And don't forget that nobody who is on drug maintains a normal behavior. What this means is there is a negative impact on our national security.
Now, Mr. Babafemi, it seems the NDLEA has stepped up its manhunt for drug pushers in recent times because virtually every week there's a story of an arrest by the agency. Could you briefly tell us more about this?
Yeah, don't forget that on January 18th this year, a new helmsman in person of General Mohammed Buba Mara, retired, came on board as the chairman chief executive of the NDLEA. And if you know the person of General Mara, you know he's somebody that wants to leave a mark wherever he finds himself or in any assignment he finds himself. And he's really brought in a lot of impetus. We're working with the same men and officers of the agency, but then you see some level of vibrancy because the new leadership has come with its own maxim, that is offensive action. And that is why in the last 3 months, the agency has been able to do so much to the point of intercepting and recovering over 75 billion naira worth of drugs. Beyond that, we've had about 2,000 cases, filed about 2,000 cases in court, out of which 329 people have been convicted, and about 1,549 cases are presently ongoing in court. And beyond that, we've also had about over 2 million kilograms of drugs also intercepted and seized. This is huge within a very short time. It shows that with this number, it means that the volume of drugs out there in the public is lesser. So if we go on like this with the buying in of Nigerians and every sector, every strata of the society, then we'll probably be driving towards winning the war against drug abuse and trafficking in our nation. I can assure you that what we are doing at the moment, we're not going to relent. We'll try as much as possible to intensify. Why, on the other hand, because what we are doing with these arrests, seizures, and hearing, this is just one leg of it that is trying to, that's what we call the law enforcement. But then we also have the other segment, that is the drug demand reduction, which has to do with advocacy, it has to do with preventive, applying preventive measures, so that out of about 200 million Nigerians at the moment, we have about 15 million on drugs, but the majority of over 185 million, they are not on drugs here. So we need to do everything to make sure that these people also don't get hooked on drugs. So that is why we are asking and appealing to our people to buy in, take ownership of this fight, so that together we can prevent our young ones, our school children, our youths, and everybody from falling into the ring of drug users.
NDLEA, Mr. Femi Babafemi, for speaking to us on News Now.